Hello people, this is Country Joe and I want to give you guys a tour of the Bear Pantry kitchen.
Welcome to the Bear Pantry Show. If you want to learn how to cook in simple steps and have your dishes come out great the first time, then you're in the right place. Learn to make restaurant-style meals, comfort foods, and authentic Belizean dishes from basic ingredients. Hey guys, Barbara here. Didn't Country Joe do a great job with the opening? He's coming back, guys. He's feeling a lot better. Today is November the 1st, All Saints Day or All Souls Day 2021, all right? So I wanted to start here on the tour of the Bear Pantry kitchen because I want to show you that this is actually a bar. And when we first moved into this house when the kids were little, we moved in here when Jada was 9 months old, all right? We bought 3 bar stools to go with whatever the dinner table was. And here was Joshua's spot, then Jory, then Jada. We had a little TV on the fridge that they could watch their little nickel. What did they used to watch? Rugrats, right? Rugrats and all that good stuff. And so they would sit here and I would feed them. This area had carpet. Can you believe iridescent silver carpet? And Joe ripped that out right away and put this laminate tile because the kids kept spilling, especially Jory. He would say, "Mommy, I peeled." He couldn't say spilled for some reason. He would spill strawberry milk, red Kool-Aid, all the, oh God. Oh, he still spills. So if you can see right here, oh, Joe made these 2 bar stools to replace the bar stools that we, I think we gave them away, right, Joe? When we started doing the Bear Pantry Show. Let's see how this is eat up and broken. This is from the kids kicking it when they were little. This stuff is old. When we moved in here, the guy old man that owned the house had just renovated the house because he was going to rent it out again. And he put all this Formica. I like Formica. Maybe I'm from old school because Formica is non-porous, so nothing gets through. So this is 25, 26 years old. And it's looking bad now, but it looked great for a long time. So we had cabinetry up here that we didn't really use for anything more than punch bowls. We had to do like this to talk to each other. I hated it. I can't stand being closed off from the dining room area. So we took those down long before we started doing the show. And then Joe put up these lights. Oh, see, I wanted to do a tour of the Bear Pantry kitchen. I didn't even get rid of the cobwebs. It is what it is. This light is more the regular light bulb, and these are daylight bulbs. Sometimes you need a regular one to not look kind of weird, right? So then over here, this is our peninsula. And it's a peninsula because of the fact that it's attached, right? It's attached. It would be an island if we didn't have this counter and we were just like right here. But the kitchen is too small for an island. A lot of people that come here, they tell me that when they come in, they notice that the kitchen feels a lot smaller than it looks on camera. I don't know how I do that. I guess they say everything's bigger on camera, right? So maybe that's why the kitchen looks bigger. So we'll have Joe come around so I can show you guys what's in the drawers and stuff, because I love looking at videos like this. So I'm hoping that you guys are gonna like it. So in the peninsula, we'll start here. This is kind of like a junk drawer, so to speak. It's kind of hard to pull out. I don't know what's jamming it. Joe has checked on it before and can't fix it. But I have like my candy thermometer here. This thing to light the stove when the stove don't want to light, right? And then my bags that I get from Costco to put breads and stuff in. And I have a plantain slicer in here that Joe does when he does the plantain chips, some matches. And this is mostly like the books, what do you call them? The manuals to do with anything that we buy. So that's what, well, not anything that we buy because we don't put the TV. See, this is like the little iron Joe just bought the other day. Anything to do with the kitchen, right? Then over here, I put all my small batch. Let me have Joe get in there real well. I put all my small batch. Do we need a light? Hold on, let me grab a light, guys. So I can put it in here. Can you see better? Yay! So I put all my small batch stuff in here, like the little cake pan, the little pie pan. You know, I did that small batch book, right? And so see down there, small batch stuff again. And this was like the original paper that came with the house, the stick down paper, the contact paper. So that's what goes here. Now this has a wall. I feel like when we redo the kitchen, that's not gonna have a wall, and we're gonna have like an accordion type door here. We're gonna have a lazy Susan to spin the pots and pans and get stuff easily, right? So over here, let me put the light. So we have like different skillets here, you know, smaller to bigger. We have some of those cake things, the muffin things. You guys are seeing it? Oh, I'm blocking you. Let me go in here in the back, see? There's really nothing in the back there because I can't reach nothing back there. It's wasted space. Then over here, Joe, grab the door for me, please. See? Bowls and stuff. Well, let me move the light out of your way. This is that little electric stove that we have in the 2 pots that go with it, the skillet and the pot. And then more bakeware. That's what I have here. This is from the old stove, a grill for broiling, but we never use it in this stove. I don't know why we still have it. Are you worried about gaining weight during this upcoming holiday season? I'm not, and I plan on eating everything I like. The operative word here is plan. Gone are the days of eating aimlessly while pacifying myself with food. Many of my subscribers, followers, friends, and family ask, what's the secret to your weight loss success and getting your sexy back? And to that, I'm always happy to share with them that I'm eating from a healthy, balanced plate. Look at the difference it's made. I've lost that quarantine 15 plus 15 more. Because so many people have asked me how to eat healthy while still enjoying regular foods, I decided to write this Healthy Selfie ebook. This 18-page digital book is chock full of information that I've gleaned over 16 weeks of classes from my healthcare provider and tricks and tips I've learned over the past 30 years of learning about food. Don't let fear stop you from getting started. Invest in your health by purchasing this ebook now while it's on sale. The change you desire is literally at your fingertips. Join me in becoming our healthy selfie. So this is this drawer here. And I don't know where we got this thing from. This big wooden thing. We didn't buy it. I think somebody gave it to us. But I have different rolling pins and tongs. This had a bowl that it went to, but the bowl broke, and I'm saving it because maybe it'll fit something in the future. This meat chopper thing from Shanika. And then this thing I use a lot to peel the vegetables. And then the rice server that comes with the rice cookers. Can openers. You guys are seeing all this, right? Ice cream server, basic things. Cool. Then, in this one is where we have the utensils, but I have all the rubber stuff here and all the forks and stuff here. And this is the crap the kids get from fast food. The plastic forks that they want to save, the chopsticks, stuff like that, straws. I like to save these type of spoons because I like to eat ice cream with these type of spoons. So that's that. Okay, let's go over on this side. We're going to stay on this side. This is the stove. I was talking to a friend the other day, and I was trying to remember when we bought this stove. So I went back to look at some of my old videos, right? And I went as far back as 2013, and we had the stove then. So I don't know if we got it 2013 or 2012. But we've had it for a while. It's given us a lot of trouble. I'm not going to bash the brand. The thing rubbed off, but it's Samsung right here. I'm not going to bash the brand because it could be for the fact that I do a whole show with this. There was one time that I cooked, I want to say like 8 turkeys in the course of, you know, a couple of days. So let's take a look inside. It needs to be clean. And I run the self-cleaning like twice a year. I don't run it too often. I mostly get in there and clean it manually because somebody told me that when you do the self-cleaning, you really mess up the elements in the stove. I don't know if it's true, but I didn't want to do it. So look, see this door? I cleaned this door off completely one time with a different scouring pad. I can't find it anymore, but we'll get to it. Now over here, there's like stuff that's spilled inside the door, and we were going to take it apart and clean it one time. But another person told us don't do that because you'll never put it back together the correct way. She says once you break the seal, that's it. You can't put it back the correct way. So take a look in here. I put those cookie trays in there, or the baking trays. But honestly, this is a warmer. Joe, do you remember that we paid more for this because we wanted this to be a warmer? Never used it. Never once used it as a warmer, guys. We're just gonna heat up things in the microwave. So let me hang back my towels. I can't keep the towels looking clean, so it is what it is. As long as they're washed and they're clean, I don't care what they look like. But I do have, this is where we keep the trash, and I always move the trash out the way and put it here. And I'm doing the stove so you guys won't see the trash. So over here is a little bitty counter. Now a friend told us when we eventually redo the kitchen, if we get rid of this counter and this cabinet, then we could pull the refrigerator down more and we'll be able to get into the freezer more easy for these side-by-side door. I don't know that we want to do that because we would lose all this drawer space, right, Joe? So in this top drawer, this is my measuring stuff that I use for the show and when I'm actually just regular cooking for the family. I have different people when they go to restaurants, they bring me back these things. Not calling no names, but you know who you are. And I like these little things. I like these little things for measuring and putting things on the show. This plastic one we got from Pollo Loco. All right. This is from a friend. 2 sets of the Martha Stewart stuff. And then I like this whole set. My friend Lisa had sent me this set because it has from the biggest to the smallest. It even has like a 1 3/4, a 1 1/2. You know, get you a set like this, guys, that has all that stuff. Jada had a friend that was selling these little healthy shots, and I saved these because I put lemon juice and stuff in it when you just have a little bit of stuff. I like these measuring glasses from Walmart. You need some of the glass stuff for hot things. And then here again from Pollo Loco. And then I don't know which one of the kids gave this to me. I think it's Jada. I think it's from Pioneer Woman. But look, it's getting rusty, but I love this set. It's a 1/4, 1/2, 1 teaspoon and a tablespoon. I love this set. Huh?
It's copper.
Yeah, it's the stuff's rubbing off. So just get any of these little cute things, because then you're going to want to cook if you get these little cute things in your kitchen. We have a melon baller thing. I think somebody gave that to us. We don't really ball any kind of melon. This is to chop up cabbage and stuff like that. Have to be careful. And again, the measuring stuff. I like this stuff that comes with, my friend Lisa gave this, with a smidgen, a pinch and a dash. I like that kind of stuff like that. I got this from a set from my friend Jessica, and I use this to decorate cake, but I think it's to serve ham. And then I have these paring knives that I do everything with. There were 3 of them, but 1 went missing, but I have 2 at least. And then I have these spreader thingies, and then this thing right here to eat grapefruit, which I never use. See how it's bent? The tip is kind of bent. Yeah, so that's the kind of stuff we have. And then Julie, my friend Julie, these are all my friends that I made through YouTube, you know. Send me these little spoons that I absolutely adore. I'm going to start using them for the holiday season. And then this back here, who knows what this is? Comment below if you know what this is. I'm going to wait for you to comment. 1, 2, 3. Comment. This is from Easy Bake Oven. There's 2 of them, and I do little sample cakes in them when I want to do a little test thing, okay? Jada never used the Easy Bake Oven because it did not come with the light bulb. So she was never able to use it. She still harbors a lot of anger towards me about that Easy Bake Oven. That's one of those gifts I might have to give her again in the future, right, Joe? Second drawer. These are things. Jada bought this for me. You're supposed to like roll it on fondant and make a pattern for the cake. We've not done that yet, but I rolled it in dough and it looked good. This is to open jars. And I have cake lifter and dough scrapers and, you know, what's this one, Joe? Cookie cutters and stuff like that. And then pie servers. And I love this thing right here for cupcakes. And I actually use this stick right here for everything to do with my sourdough because I don't put metal in my sourdough starter. So this is that thing that I showed you from Jessica that goes with this. I put them together. So that's what's in here. And this is from my friend Cindy. It's Purple Myrtle and its partner. I love using that thing. And then this drawer, oh, sorry if it hurt your ears. Kitchen towels. These are what I use to cover the dough and stuff like that. I don't use this to wipe the plates. My mother-in-law made all these for me. I really appreciate them. All these pretty ones are from my mother-in-law. And then I have my hand thing there. Jory bought this thing to mash down his burger meat when he's doing burgers on the stovetop. This one can't open all the way, but there are a lot of slicers in here. This is my panades maker, my tortilla masher. Then this is like when we do candy, the thermal thing, and a bunch of forks and sharp knives. Only sharp things in this drawer. Now this thing is called a mandolin slicer. So shout out to my friend Rob. You know, when that guy wanted to sit in the window and play the mandolin, Rob, this is a mandolin, but that's not what he wanted to play. Okay, so let's go back, put this in here. Let's go on the other side. So let's start over here, the pantry. We all love to eat out, but unfortunately for some of us, it's not the healthiest option. How would you like to make better than restaurant quality meals at home? With my second cookbook, The Pantry Laid Bare, you can make Chinese food without all that added MSG. Breads and bagels are a cinch because no appliances are needed. Pizza. It's not delivery, it's the stovetop. With 3 ingredients plus warm water, make a thick batter, spread in a cast iron skillet, then add sauce and toppings of your choice. Cook 5 minutes uncovered, cover, cook 10 more minutes, then serve. These 111 recipes will bring out the inner chef in you. Get a copy today only at www.barepantryshow.com. Shop safely and securely at www.barepantryshow.com. The show is called The Bare Pantry Show, and my son Jory says he's going to rat me out and let the people know the pantry's not really bare. All this stuff right here is what the kids buy. I don't use none of this crap. I stopped using this, so don't use that. Then we have tortillas. Jada bought some today. And then the canned goods that I use is like evaporated milk. Let me get the light. Condensed milk. And I use, what's this thing called? Tomato sauce, spaghetti sauce, tuna, stuff like that. So I don't even want to get in here because this is not about the pantry so much. This shelf belongs to Jory. This shelf down here is for us. We keep the oils and the onion here. Joe made that thing for the onion. And I put in this red paper a few years ago, but it's looking shabby already. And then up here, I'm very careful what I put up here because this is shown on the show. And so this is like cereal and oat flakes and stuff. I don't eat that stuff, so the kids eat that now and again. I don't remember what's in there. Some kind of cups, right? Mm-hmm. So we're not gonna open that. Up there, we don't even go in there. So look up here, see my tea set. Everybody likes my tea set when I do the mukbangs. That's the full set right there from my friend Jessica. And I told Joe that in the future when we redo the kitchen, I'd like this to have see-through doors because this is always clean. This is how this always is. This is not this way because we're doing the show today. This is how this always looks. I have measuring cups here. I've got some bowls back there. And Jada likes these metal things. And we don't have a lot of coffee mugs because only Joe drinks coffee and tea in here. And this is just for when the kids want hot chocolate or something like that. I have those big ones up there for when aim up, for when the winter comes to eat some custard or something like that. These are the type of drinking glasses that we have right now. We don't have a whole lot of them because I don't drink out of that. I only drink out of this. As a family, we tend to have a cup that we drink out of, and we drink out of that. Like Jory drinks out of this or this, right? Okay, I have my little ice cream tubs here that I bought. I love these things. All right, so let me show you the plates. I bought a lot of these, like 9 or 10 of these for Thanksgiving time for when my mom and dad used to come and the family and stuff. But we like these big plates to eat off of, but these ones, are handy. See, they're not fancy. Just has a blue rim around them, but they were cheap, so I could buy them. And then this is the air fryer that belongs to Jada and Josh, because Jory doesn't like for them to touch his stuff. So they bought their own air fryer, and we use this a lot, right, Joe? Because it's so low key. It's like this is the clock, right? No, this is the clock. This is the temperature. You don't even have to know nothing to use this air fryer. So we like this one. And then this is, remember our company had sent this for me to do a review on it. I still keep their stuff. And then this was my own collection. I buy a lot of these things. I think somebody sent me these things, these spatulas. Buy a lot of those because, you hate to have to wash one over and over. My knife block, I can't be like on a Lifetime movie and they say, the murder happened and the knife went missing because it doesn't match in the block. None of these match in the block. This one, I don't know who put it like that. You always put your sharper knives backwards like that. I learned that from One Pot Chef because it makes the blade stay sharp for a long time. So this is a fish knife. I don't know what this is. These are for just random sets. I bought this set of knife trying to replace this. I've showed you guys before. The blade is completely different. This one cuts everything to pieces. I don't like it. I'm still going to keep looking for this one. See, Joe put screws in here to fix it because I like this knife so much. But he went and sharpened the blade and he messed it up so it doesn't work anymore. So, but he tried, can't be mad if he's trying steak knives, stuff like that. And on the windowsill, I try not to show this too much on the show because this is not really dirty. It's just get discolored with water and stuff. And Joe would have to dig this out and put new silicone to make it look good. But we just haven't done that. But a lot of people are judgmental, like, oh, our kitchen's dirty, yada, yada. So this right here leads to the backyard. And I changed this. This is just the contact paper. And I just put it on the blinds to make it look good, right? Joe put this sink in a few years after we started doing the show because it had a white sink that was ugly, but it was always a double sink. And I like this better because you can clean it up better. And then look in here. We keep the SOS pads and the dish soap and stuff like that and the poisons. We can't keep our trash in here. I see some people in their kitchen, they put trash. My dad had put that thing in. This thing for us to purify water. That stuff doesn't work. I'm going to throw all that stuff away. Now something, when we opened in here this morning for me to get out a new SOS pad, I noticed that thing looks like it's draining. The garbage disposal and that the vase was full of water. And so when we're done with this show, Joe's gonna have to get in here and see what the heck's going on, what's leaking. He thinks it's a hose. So this last drawer, This is all measuring utensils for Jory's use because I don't want him to touch my stuff. We don't touch his stuff and he doesn't touch our stuff, and that makes a happier home. I used to have this set. This was actually the set my friend Lisa gave me, but I gave it to Jory because he keeps breaking it. See? If he touches my set over there, it's going to be some fight because I don't want him to be breaking my stuff. So over here, give Joe a break to get in there. Let me get the light. We have Pyrex dish without the cover, you know, and then there's a hole back there from when they repiped the house. I bought this set, that set right there. You seen it, Joe? The plastic set at Costco the other day, and I have my salad. Let me get it. Okay, see? Salad stuff. See how the whole wall back there is open? Because they repiped the house through the wall because we have concrete floors, and Joe can't get back there to fix it because of the cabinetry, but when we redo the kitchen, he'll fix all of that. Okay? So up here, we have all the blenders. You guys see that? I don't keep things here that can get wet and damage. We don't really wet that up. And then we have this microwave from Costco. It's a really powerful microwave. And I like it, but it's burning up inside. See? In the back part. It's clean. It's not that it's dirty. See how back there's charred? I don't like that. You know? So that's pretty much, oh, the fridge. Let's go to the fridge, John. Thank you. Thank you, Vanna White. So this is more or less how the fridge looks all the time. Sometimes it's worse. We keep all the dairy products up here because this is the coldest shelf. I just want to show you guys that back here we have butter. See, that's butter right there. That's my lactose milk on that side. And there's more butter. Can you guys see that? There's more butter. So we always have 2 boxes of butter. So that's what? 8 pounds, right, Joe? Because it's 4 pounds to a box. And because of the show, we go through a lot of butter. And now when I open the cans of stuff, this is some homemade hot fudge that I made for a show. And we still have leftover. So this is evaporated milk and condensed. That's the lactose. Look how the lactose-free condensed milk comes, guys. It's not white. It comes brown like it's already boiled, you know? So we have that. These shelves like to freeze over things. These 2 shelves. That's where we put the dairy products there. And then in that bin, Joe has pineapple and some veggies like cabbage and lettuce and carrots and stuff right in here. And then down here she'll have like the spinach and romaine bin. These drawers are not big enough for vegetables. Then these things go here in the door. Usually we have 2 milk, but right now they bought orange juice because we were so sick. The orange juice was a lifesaver. Eggs go in here. When you see packages like this, it's a little piece of beef left over or a piece of avocado, right, Joe? And then the salad dressings and stuff here. Okay, these refrigerators, they look big, but they're kind of tiny. This is my own secret kind of hell. Get the light behind you, Joe. I don't know what's in here. I don't take inventory in the meat department. Joe cooks all the meats in the house. I do all the side dishes. Joe knows what's in here. I don't. And I don't want to pull nothing because it's going to fall on my toe. Do you hear the fridge like bawling? I think eventually we'll need a new fridge. And then we have some frozen vegetables in here. The kids buy their fries and so on and so on. Got it? So I want to take you guys out the Bear Pantry kitchen into the laundry room because the kitchen has spilled over in here. So this is Joe's pride and joy. When this goes out, he'll find money to go buy another one, right? This is your second replacement, right, Joe? Mm-hmm. He likes to buy the water like this. We don't buy bottled water. And he likes the thing to be hot and cold. We had one time that had room temperature, but we don't ever drink room temperature. It wasn't needed. I bought this pot set from Costco the other day. I love it. This piece. Those 3 pieces on the bottom. Thank you, Joe. And then it had 2 or 3 skillets that came with it. Wonderful set. I think I paid $130 something for it, but now it's $199 at Costco. And then I bought those separately at Costco one time when they had them on sale. And then these were just left over from other sets. And then we have this ice cream tub here. We don't know why we don't sell it or get rid of it. And then I put all my cooling racks on the wall. And the, what do you call that thing again, Joe? The tortilla thing. The griddle. And then I have a bunch of sieves or sifters. Joe made that for me. You guys may have seen me show you that on the show already. Joe sit there with a nail and nail all them holes. You know, all these things that Joe made with love, I'm going to treasure them forever. And then over here, we have this whole space here between the washer and the dryer because the dryer has this old school, 220, 240 volt.
220.
And the dryers don't use that anymore, so this is why it was set up this way, right? But one time we did put the washer and the dryer side by side, but because that thing's back there, the exhaust, we kind of had to have a hose, you know, like an extension for the exhaust, and then we still couldn't use this space right here because you have to open the dryer door. So we're like, okay, just let's separate it and use this space. So we put other cookware and pots and pans, and we have rice that we get by the 20 pound or the 25 pound stock. My sister just gave me 50 pounds. And then the brown sugars and what do you call it thing, I have to put bag in between this for the powdered sugar because of ants issues. Over here we have Joe's Mormon flour that we got from Penny. He loves for me to make stuff from that Mormon flour. I need to buy that when it's done because it's really, really good. And these are just containers. I think in here we have some big granules of sugar, right? And then we have sugar here. Shout out to my sister again. She gave me this tub to put my sugar in. Wait, Joe, don't open that yet. Everything squeals in here. We know when the killer came in, right? And yeah, my sister donates. She doesn't like for me to say this, but I really appreciate that she does. And she donates to the show whenever I need it. If it's 2 times a year, 3 times a year, whenever I need it. Bought this pretty curtain the other day from Walmart. Love this curtain. I don't like for this to have a full curtain because I like the sun that comes in here, right? This laundry room is big enough to like really set up a wash station, Joe, for you to like wash your clothes on hand, and an ironing board. This is what this was set for, but we had to use it for kitchen. Now look at this, guys. I'm not getting rid of that spider, and it's not because it was Halloween yesterday. It's because when flies come in the house and they get over here into the laundry room, we just lock the door and let the spider do its thing. See, look, the spider has one right there. Some kind of bug is right there. So we don't bother. What do we call her? Roxanne. We call that spider Roxanne. We don't bother Roxanne. She don't bother us. So this is here. This needs to be strapped because we're in earthquake territory, but we need to figure out how to strap this thing. And see how that wall's open again because they repiped the house through the walls a few years ago and we have to patch all this. Joe wants to take this stuff off the ceiling back here because it gets so moist back here that stuff falls off, and then we'll patch up the wall, paint, and I don't know how we're gonna fix this laundry room, but we have to. Okay, let's follow Joe into garage. Oh, the fridge. Oh, okay, sorry, baby. Thank you, darling. So this is, we bought this from Home Depot, and Joe put up these 2 pieces, and up here has stuff that we don't use too often, like the Jello. Well, not Jello, but gelatin, because we don't buy Jello brand if we don't, have to. Custards, the fiber, the stuff to make black cake. You know, the season coming up, we're gonna make the black cake. And then we buy the spices by the big tubs and we fill them into smaller tubs. Oh, I didn't show that, Joe. And up there, and then my sister gave me all that stuff for popcorn making. We don't eat popcorn, so it goes very slowly. And then all this stuff up here is Jory's, like food-wise, it's Jory's back here. And then the pots and pans I got from my mom when my dad sold the house. I took all that stuff. And then this is flour in 2 different buckets are the same type of flour. And then back there, that bucket down there is bread flour. So this is all-purpose flour, bread flour, and then we also have the Mormon flour. We have cake flour and we have self-rising flour. We have a lot of flour here. So in this freezer, I don't touch the freezer. Again, I hate touching the freezer because it's too much stuff in here. This is Joe's ice cream. I don't know what it's doing back here. It needs to go in the front. The ice cream tub is here for us to make ice cream whenever we want. Half this is Jory's. That half is ours. I don't know. Jory has spilled over into our half, right? All we can do is laugh because Jory is one little boy that takes up a lot of space. This shelf down here in the middle is Jory's. We don't look at that. I cleaned the top shelf. I made a cheesecake yesterday because I'm doing that Thanksgiving book. That book will be ready by the end of this week. This is leftover food and peanut. I put my peanut butter in here because the healthy peanut butter has to go in the fridge or it'll go bad. But the other Jif and stuff don't need to be in the fridge. But ants will get in there some way, somehow. Always have coconut flakes and this chocolate to make frosting. These are all my starters. You know what I'm going to have to do, Joe? Get rid of some of these starters. I have too many starters. Why do I have so many? You know, from 2015 I started doing some of those starters. I have too many. I have to find somebody to gift it to. And then all these stuff in here is from the kids. I don't know what none of this is. That stuff down there is from Mommy. We're going to throw that stuff away. The Heinz, that thing probably 10 years old. The Matux and the Heinz, we're going to throw all that away. Okay, John? Okay, can you open the drawer down there? The middle drawer first. Middle drawer. That drawer belongs to Jory. We only have some ricotta and some chocolate chips in there. That belongs to Jory. So we don't have to show that too much. And then this is me and Joe fruits. Thank you, baby. And then vegetables. We actually need that. Before we go in the garage, let's go show the spice one, Joe. See in here? All the baking spice there and all the spice here. So we buy those big tubs and we fill them in these things. Jada had gotten some little miniature cakes from Costco a few months ago. I saved all the jars and put my little spices in there. And then on this counter, how could I forget to show you guys? I have my 3 books. I can't believe that I actually authored and published 3 books. Then this toaster, we like things with black and silver in it. And then this is the company gave that to me to do a review, right? The air fryer, we love this air fryer too. And then Joe uses this a lot. I don't know what's happening to my Ninja though, guys. See, it keeps on melting.
Somebody burn it.
At first we thought somebody put something next to it and burned it, but then another one came and nobody did that. Okay, and then did we open this one? Open this one. This is Joe coffee stuff and sugar and creamer and, you know, stuff to, what do you call it? Baking cocoa. I buy a small tub at the Crisco now because the big tub goes bad on me. Open this top one there.
What's in here?
Extra cups and stuff. I noticed that some people will put their cookbooks up there, like their stash of cookbooks. I think it'll get greasy up there because it gets greasy up there. Oh, that's my pasta maker that I've never used. My friend Cindy gave that to me. I'm going to have to learn how to use that. I want to use that. And then up here, we decorate this all the time for the different seasons. So right now it's the fall season that we're in. And those teas were given to us by friends that wanted to see us get better from COVID.
Is that the snow cone maker back?
Yeah, that's the snow cone maker back there. I use that in the summer. I didn't use it this past summer because I was doing ice creams. Then this, my dad gave this to us. This is an old-time grater. They made it from stone. They're little chips of stone. And then my uncle's wife, Aunt Kathy, gave this to me. I really love it. Okay, so let's go into the garage because the kitchen has spilled over into the garage. You have the light, baby? We're not going to show the whole garage. Come. I'm just going to show my stuff over here. Right here. I think we could just operate with that little light. So Joe made me this shelf unit right here. Let me stand back to show them. See how big it is? The whole area. So on the top we put like the Christmas tree and stuff like that. That's the chair my mom used to use in the shower. We just don't have the heart to get rid of any of that stuff. This is my mom's prize sewing machine. We're gonna have to clean up in here and let Joe start using it again. So then over here, I have to cover it up because even though the garage stays closed a lot, it gets dusty. See? See all these things? What I use on the show, see? And I have that thing over there, the kitchen. Oh, let me just pull it out. I'll come back and pull it out. Different, come with the light, babe? Okay. Different pie things from mommy, pretty things you've seen in my books. Somebody gave me that setup right there, and I have the KitchenAid. It's as old as Jory, 30 years old. It still works. I don't use it because I don't want people to feel like they can't make the stuff that I'm showing them because they don't have a KitchenAid. That's my main thing. And I never use it for bread anyway. It was mainly for cakes. See all the things that I plate my stuff with on the show. This stuff right here, a friend gave me this whole set. I love this set. Ooh, something fell. And then we put the toaster oven out here because Joe only used that when he's going to rotisserie a chicken. See, I have another cake thing there. I got 3 of these cake things from my mom. And then up here, I'm going to have to come back and cover all this stuff. Ooh, something's falling. I should have already had this set up. I don't know what this... Something's not right. Okay. So, I have a little crock pot. And I have all these little Christmas things here. And chips, and we don't entertain anymore, right, Joe? So we don't even use those chips thing. Another tortilla press. Another tortilla press. I think that one came from my mother-in-law. And then these see-through coffee mug. These are all for photo shoots and stuff. Jada bought some kind of dessert in this too at Costco, but I can't put spices in this because it doesn't have a lid. So we use it for the show. Okay. All these things. So much stuff, right, Joe?
A juicer.
A juicer. And then over here, all these dish towels, we don't use this to clean dishes with. We use them as backdrop for when we're plating the food. Okay. And so let me show you one last thing before we go. Under there we have like our lawn chairs and stuff under there, and then we're stocking toilet paper, you know, and rice and beans and big bulky things are under there. Things that are not open yet. We just bought this 2 weeks ago. Right when we got sick, we bought this. I don't know if you guys are seeing it. It's a freezer, a chest freezer. It's 7.0 cubic feet, and the brand is Midea or Midea. I don't know how to say that. And it actually has a switch on it. Somewhere down there is a switch. Joe, put the light lower. Where you could switch it and make it into a fridge rather than a freezer. But we don't have the strength yet in our bodies
We gotta clear all this crap.
to come and clear off this shelf. We don't know where all this stuff is going to go that's on the shelf. But we might have to clear off this shelf and then put the freezer right there, or move this table down. This is our t-shirt press and our mug press. We might have to move that down. The t-shirt press has to go directly into a wall outlet. It can't go into an extension, and so does the freezer. So that's our big problem. We only have a hole there, well, a plug over there. Right, Joe? That's it.
Mm-hmm.
There's only 2 plugs in here. Wow. Yeah,
That's
so,
it. No, I'm getting better. I could start to work out again.
yeah, but we don't want you to come and start doing things. Hold on, Joe. Hold on. So I just wanted to show that it might go here, but we'll have all the things from the freezer in there. Okay, so Joe's gonna, I can't see you. Let me grab the
And
light.
if I could, a long time I don't.
Uncle Joe, please don't overdo. This is the second day that you
Long
felt
time I don't
perfect.
do nothing, folks. Oh, it's coming on.
Our son Joey just bought this setup.
Then I come over here, folks, and put this down here and do your, put some weights on there and do your hop.
Country Joe, please don't hurt yourself.
I'll be back. Country Joe
This is
coming
the
back.
second day he's felt like himself. Thank you, God. And we have this desk that we used to have in the house. Joe liked this desk, but it was just too big inside the house. We have this old piano that used to belong to me. My mom bought it when I was 16. My mom eventually gave it to Jada. No, you better not get rid of that piano. Jada does not want us to get rid of it, even though it's crappy.
I gotta get rid of a lot of crap in here.
Every time I come in this garage, I pray. I tell the people, the family, please pray for me. I'm going to the garage. I don't want to like fall down and trip over something. Let's go back in. I have the lamp, baby. Don't out anything. I have to come back and cover up all that stuff. So you guys have a tour of the full Bare Pantry kitchen. And over there on that wall is where we do the mukbangs with the green screen. But I'm really trying to claim this area back so that I can bring those 2, excuse you? I'm doing a show. So I can bring those 2 chairs back and put them here for Thanksgiving or something. And then we can put something here. You know, I don't know what. Because we have this baker's rack here. So what do you think, guys? How is your kitchen set up? You have to set it up to make it be functional for you. Once upon a time, we used to have the utensils over there, but constantly when I was doing the show, I'd have to step out of the camera view to grab the utensil, and then the kids would leave the drawer open trying to get a utensil, and we couldn't go by. So you kind of have to move things around, but it's kind of hard because if you're used to having something there, and then you move it here, your brain constantly goes back no matter how many years later. Do you guys find that? So this is what we do here. We don't have a spice rack like the traditional spice rack because we buy the spice we like, put them in jars. And a lot of the things you notice are gifts people have given to the show that I really do appreciate them. You know, when you give somebody a gift, they remember you always attached to that gift. And so when people give me a gift and I remember them, I pray for them when they come to mind when I'm using the gift. So that's what I do. So I don't think I talked about the lamps. They were from Walmart. There were 2 like this. That one of them went out, so Joe put it in his bedpost here and made the lamp up there on the counter. I don't know that I can have a lamp here on the counter. It might get in the way. But I'm constantly trying to not like give up so much of my house to do the Bare Pantry show. But then again, it's my business. And so it's kind of like my office, right, Joe? Mm-hmm. They don't complain. They never complain about, you spilled over into here again now. Where can we sit, you know? So I really do appreciate my family. And I just wanted to give them all a shout out and say thank you. And I appreciate my YouTube family. And I want to give all of you guys a shout out and say thank you. Thanks for praying us through what we just went through the other day. And we took some antibodies testing, and I can give you the results, but I'll give you the results in the next video. Come back for the next video tomorrow. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye. Remember guys, we are not buying this book. Why? Because my distributor is ripping me off and not paying me any of my royalties. So for this reason, I redid the book that's being sold on Amazon and I made this book. I removed a bunch of the recipes from the first book because I did not deem them to be authentically Belizean enough. And I put a bunch of brand new recipes in here. So you're gonna get more for your money, okay? So when you buy this book, you're gonna find that the recipes are very easy to understand and the dishes are gonna come out perfect the very first time. So this book was made in 2018. In the middle of the pandemic in 2020, I made this book, The Pantry Laid Bare, and this is restaurant quality, no, not restaurant quality, better than restaurant quality meals at home. Now in 2021, I have my brand new book. This one's called No More Leftovers. Why? Because I reduced some of the recipes from this book, and I put a bunch of brand new recipes in there, but they're all small batches, all right? Now to purchase, all you have to do is visit my website, www.barepantryshow.com. You can shop safely and securely at www.barepantryshow.com.
Hello people, this is Country Joe and I want to give you guys a tour of the Bear Pantry Show.
Not the show, the
I
kitchen.
know.
Bear Pantry Show.